Hi, everyone. I am going to be reviewing the poem on reading poems to senior classes in high school. The direction I kind of got with this whole poem was a person who's kind of torn between what are their next steps in life and then what it is that they feel that they can do now to make those things come true. To me, it feels kind of like a dark blue water that's coming towards you, and you're surrounded by fish with this situation, and you're trying to figure out how to lump those ideals, which will be the fish, into the right pattern so that way you can accomplish what it is that you're set out to do. The feel that I got as I was reading this was like a person who is completely set in their ways but knows that they have to make some form of change to get that goal to happen. So for me, it would be I know that I am very stubborn, but and I can speak my mind. But if I want to go into criminal justice, I know I have to be open to changing my platform in some way, shape, or form so that way all my goals can line the right way so I can meet them in a proper time frame. That's kind of how I view the person, as they said that they feel like they didn't notice the water coming into the room until it was up to their ears. So they didn't realize how much stress they was dealing with or how many projects they was taking on until it got to be too much for them to bear and deal with. And when they tried to piece everything together, they thought that they had it lined up. And as it says in the poem, truthfully, they just was putting the pieces in the right place for the fish or the situation to be able to breathe on its own or in a different light. So for that person, when they're saying that they thought they had the fish lined up solidly like they was a frozen pack, and then really the water got to them and it opened their gills and they was able to breathe, what I got from that was I have a plan, this is how it's going to go, and then here comes something that kind of changes it or alters it, but how do you get back to being focused on that plan? When I'm reading this poem, what I hear is a lot of water around me, and it's like being in a small room that's just consistently filling up with something. You don't know what it is, but it's filling up, and you're trying to make your way through the different things that's coming your way as you're planning out what is next. As I look around, I see a lot of fish coming up near the person. Maybe other things are in the ocean, like other animals, or whether it's rocks or coral. There's always something that this person is trying to move away from them to realign those fish that they are talking about in this poem. To me, this world, it is like finding your way at any age. Everyone has those moments where it's just like, oh, I should have went about it a different way. That's basically what this person's doing. And for me, this poem was something I could relate to at this point in time in my life, because it's like I know what I'm trying to work on. Whether it's with school, whether it's being a better mother, whether it's making sure my health is proper so I can be around for my children. I have the goal set. I know what it is I'm working on, but as anything in life, there are things that's coming my way where I have to either block or make it work in my life in order for me to keep my goals going the way that I want them to. So, for me, it's an understanding poem. I relate to it. I get it. It was very easy to read and feel like I am that person that was in the water, as I'm still pressing through it now in my real life. The picture that I am posting with it, I'm not an artist. I won't take credit for it, but it shows the person being surrounded by water and the fish that they're trying to line up to get everything in order the way that they want it to be. So I really hope that you guys are able to see my vision, understand what I'm pulling from this poem. I would love for people to ask more questions in the discussion, so that way I can make sure that you're understanding where I'm coming from. Hopefully, you can see the picture and you'll be able to see what I mean by the person drowning and being surrounded by things and trying to find his or her right path as they move on. I think this is a really good poem for anyone who's in high school, especially your senior year, as you're making those decisions on what is next for me now that I'm 17, 18 years old and life is truly just beginning. So, again, my name is Riva Neighbors. I'm hoping that you understand where I'm coming from with the play or poem, excuse me. The poem is again on reading poems to senior class in high school. So I think for me, a person who's looking at the poem and also hearing this and seeing the artwork, I want you to go back to when you was graduating high school and think of how your mindset was then to how it is now. So thank you. Hope to hear from everyone in the comments area and we can hopefully get on the same page with it. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.